All right, we have a piece of the, I was about to say fat wood. Oh my goodness. We have a piece of cedar. Yes, this is beautiful. The only problem is it does have a crack. Can you see it? I think I showed y'all earlier. I don't remember. Everything is meshing together again. Anyway, it does have a crack. I had a bigger piece, much bigger round, and LP came up to see about my log splitter because I have not been able to crank it up, and he discovered it has water in the fuel tank, and so he was able to get it cranked up. We put some he sprayed some choke cleaner on there or something that I had, and he got it cranked up running for a while, and then he's gonna come up probably tomorrow or the next day, and she's gonna get the rest of the bad gas out of there and put some clean good gas in there. So anyway, so I split this down some, and I thought this will be big enough for a birdhouse ornament. I can either make the whole thing the birdhouse ornament, or I can use just part of it as a roof. Another part is the bottom. That is a big crack, though. I am concerned about it still. But you know, you can take some of the most beautiful pieces of wood that I've dealt with or cracked. Isn't that strange? Especially fat wood, but fat wood, you know, it's very resonant. It's like that piece when I would turn Shalisa shelves, birdhouse ornament with fat wood, that finial, that very dark finial that is so resonant and beautiful. When I tried to make the top to hang up the ornament, the top finial part, it kept breaking off and breaking off. It wouldn't work. It was just so resonant. But fortunately, I was able to get the finial made, the regular finial. So anyway, regardless, there's a lot of pieces. I've gotten some really of the old, what I call granddaddy fat wood. It is so old and far gone, and it has such beautiful lines in it. So you have to take what the beauty is inside of it, and you have to bring it out to the surface. Okay, so what you see on the outside doesn't mean that it's not beautiful, right? So you bring out the beauty, and it's so I'm going to try to get this piece going. We're going to see how it goes, okay? I don't give up that easily. I do not give up that easily. I know I can take, if this was my only piece of cedar, I would salvage it, and I would do whatever I could to make something beautiful out of it, okay? I'm not going to go and throw it and toss it to the side. Now, when I first started wood turning, and I found some fat wood, and in hindsight, I wish I'd never done this because I regret it now. But some of that old granddaddy fat wood, it has a awful smell to it. It just smells like burnt varnish or something. It's just a nasty smell. And so I thought, well, it's no good. I'll just throw it away and burn it up in the fire pit, right? Well, come to find out later, when I found out how beautiful that wood is, I'm like, oh no, I got rid of all that fat wood I could have used for wood turning. Of course, I didn't have a lathe yet at the time neither, see? So, that's gone. You can't cry over spilt milk. That's done. So, but I've learned my lesson, okay? Don't judge a book by its cover. That's for sure. So anyway, we're going to see if we can make something beautiful out of this, even though it has a crack. Anyway, the main point is we're going to turn this, and we're going to see if we can make something absolutely gorgeous out of it. And here we go. I'm going to put it on spur drive so I can make a tenon. And I hope y'all can join me. Alright, let's put a hole in it. I don't know that I should put a hole right there because it probably mess up around the hole and give me a hard time. So I'm going to ignore that area and come over here somewhere, like right in here where that crack is. But then again, that might not be good. So let's get a clean area. Let's get a clean area. That crack came all the way down here, see? We'll see what we can do. But we got to make a hole in it before I go any further. Remember? If I wait and hollow it out and then make a hole in the end, it might rip it and mess up the hole and break it. That's what it did on that acorn. So let's see. Let's see if we can. That's too big. That's just too big, I think. I thought maybe it would be okay. That's way too big. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, I think I have the right size of bit. That might be a little bit too big. I think it is. We gotta make it smaller than that. That's too big. I love that color of shavings. It's so beautiful. You know, red is my favorite color too. So that's not red. It's kind of like maybe an auburn, purplish red. But it's pretty red though. That's pretty red in color. And what we'll do when I make the finials, instead of making dark finials, I'm going to make them light in color. I'm just going to use some of this poplar. I can cut that off. I ain't worried about it. I'm going to use some poplar for the finials this time. We're going to do the opposite in the colors. The only thing that's not going to be opposite is the roof and the bottom. And that's okay. Because I want this to be one solid piece. That's why. I've never been able to do one solid piece with cedar. And at least it's not airy. I love that. That is so wonderful. Let's see. I'll be back. I have to put this on the tailstock. And I can't find where it is right now. And so I'll be back. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful color. Look at that color. Gorgeous. I love it. Look at that. Wow. So beautiful. It'd be interesting, and I bet they do stuff like this. I don't know what it would be called, to take all this wood dust, mix it with others, and just mix it together, and maybe use some kind of glue of some sort. I don't know, epoxy resin or something. So you can form. Ooh, that's hot. Let's see how deep that is. That's pretty downright hot right there. I'd have burned the snot out of you. Woo, that's hot. Man, that's hot. Whew. I've never experienced drilling a hole in wood and sticking my finger in there and it being this hot. Man, that thing. I ain't touching that tip. That tip will burn you. Okay, I gotta figure out. So So I can glue it back on like that. Yeah? It doesn't matter it's like this because it's pretty smooth right here when I cut it off with the parting tool, and all I have to do is just glue it back on right here. Shape it. Shape this area some more. Form the roof. Or else leave it like that to put the finial on. But I've got to get it on here first. What do you think? I might need to open it in this area too, just a little bit. Not a whole lot, because I want to be able to have enough area to glue onto this. And if I remove all of it, then I don't have anything to glue this on. Right? Right. I knew you would agree. There, that's better. I just want to smooth that a little bit. I don't want to take too much away. That's enough. Just glue this on. It'll be awesome. Beautiful. Okay, I thought I had my camera on, and apparently when I hit the button, it was on picture. So I thought when I hit it on picture, I got the video camera started, and I didn't. So anyway, all I did was just glue this piece back on here with the Loctite glue. I'm letting it dry. I filled in this crack a little bit. I'll smooth that out a little bit. But we're going to let this dry first, and then I'll shape it and try to finish it up. And we'll put it, hopefully we can maybe leave that as a tenon and put a piece of the poplar wood down here on there as the finial. That would be cool. What do you think? That would be awesome sauce. Okay, what do you think so far? Isn't that cute shape? They're all similar. I mean, you can make them very different shapes if you want to. But some of them I don't like, even though I can make it very different. So anyway, what I'm going to do is sand this up. This is a little rough right in here. Let's sand that little area up. And then we'll make the finial. We'll try to see if we can get a finial on the bottom of this. Okay, the only thing is that place that was rotten. There's a place right here it's rotten and it's chipped off. So I don't know how I should go about that. If I should leave it alone like that, let it be natural, or should I just fill it in with some cedar wood dust? What do you think? I'm thinking on filling it in. I don't like that chip on the roof. Now, some people love it to be natural, and that's fine. There's sometimes I like it to be natural, but this right here, I don't want it to be just natural. I really would like to fix it up real nicely. Okay, let's form a tenon or like a dowel in this area. We can get this on. See if that'll fit. This will be beautiful. Well, it'll be gorgeous. Okay, that's going to be perfect. Look at there. And it fits real snug. It's very tight. That's very good. So I'm not worried about this stuff here. It's probably going to be chopped off anyway. It's not going to be quite that long. Oh, I forgot about the bell. I can make a bell still. So I can make the finial and put cedar wood as the bell. Yeah. I forgot all about that. Now, how in the world did I forget that stuff? Okay, let's glue this baby on. Let's get that on there so we can get it to come together properly. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome stuff. So let's get this. We'll get this in here. We'll get this glued. I have a feeling this is, well, that's okay. It'll be all right. The problem is the tip is so small, the glue is barely coming out. I'm having a hard time having to squeeze it. Then it's going in the pores over here, which is, but that's okay. We'll get it. Okay, I got that. This will be great because it's very snug. And that's awesome stuff. That's awesome news. Let's see. Let's get it on there as soon as we can. Push this on there before it gets to dry. Okay. Now we got it tightened down on there. So it's together. That's very good. Awesome. Now it's chipped right there also, but I'm not worried about it because I'm going to bring it down. The finial's going to be brought down some, and it'll be past that point, and it won't be quite this long. And even if it is this long, it's going to be down further than that cut. But yeah, I'll cut it off there. That'd be fine. That's beautiful. That is going to be so gorgeous. What do you think? I love that. I love it. I love the contrast. The two different colors of wood. I love that cedar. It's beautiful stuff. All right, and I'll be back. We're going to let that dry. All right, what do y'all think? Okay, I think it's dry. Yeah, it's dry. We can go ahead and start knocking off the corners here. Get it round. And we'd turn it into a beautiful shape. Okay, when I'm doing spindle, well, this is not on a spindle, but when I'm doing a thin piece of when I'm doing a finial, I put it at the highest speed because it's running much smoother. There's no bouncing, and it's much sturdy, much more sturdy, and I can cut it. So I got to move the belt. I have to move the belt to the highest speed. I don't have one of those fancy lathes, okay? Now the Harbor Freight, it only goes so high, and it doesn't have a high speed, and it doesn't have a very low speed. When I put a block on there that's gonna make the lathe shake. What I need to do is probably see if I can cut it on off right there and get rid of that area. And in order to do that, I usually use the skew because it does not, when I start off, because it does not give, it does not put pressure on there. If I use the parting tool, it's pushing on it and applying pressure to it, going that way. So I use the skew to start off, and it really helps tremendously. Broke that off, didn't it? Broke that whole thing off. But I don't think it messed this up at all. Well, isn't that something? Look at there. And that's okay. We'll just glue it back on. See, things happen sometimes. Things happen. That's right. It got a tiny bit right there. We'll just smooth it down on the end. All right, now. Don't have a heart attack. Don't have a heart attack. I shouldn't have done that, really. I got a little bit lazy, I reckon you can say. Where did it go? Okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna get that piece glued back on here, and then we'll get the finial going. Okay, what I think I'll do is make this hole big enough around, make it big enough around here so that I can just insert it in there snug and then glue it in. Let's do that. Alright, I think we got it dried now. I had to add some powdered, the wood dust, excuse me, not powder. I can't think right sometimes. I had to add the wood dust in this crack here. Fill it up, because when I inserted this piece some in there to get it tight and glued in so it don't break off, it stretched it out and made the crack open up more, and so I had to put some wood dust in there. We will clean it up later with sandpaper and stuff, okay? So don't worry that it looks like that right now. We're going to form the finial. We're going to try to make the droplets. That's what I'm doing right now. See, I didn't know what I wanted to make. It's not done yet. I'll have to shape it some more. But I like those droplets, because water droplet that effect is really pretty. All right, I have a piece of poplar, just a small piece. I had used it formerly for something and it was some leftover, and now we're able to use it to make the top part of the birdhouse ornament for the finial part at the top, where you can put a hole in it and put a string in it and hang it up. So I'm gonna wash it. I can't talk anymore. Oh my goodness. We're going to go ahead and rough it down I tell you what. Anyway, let's rough it out. Let's smooth it out and get it going so we can shape this. We're gonna shape it, not wash it. Shape. Okay, here's the top. I have not glued it in yet. Fixing to glue it in. I was sanding on it. I put a little hole. I put a hole in it. So we put a string in it. So I'll go ahead and put it on, and then I'll fool with that crack later. I just wanted to show you this real quick. I decided to cut this little section off of the knot area. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It is so red. It came off right there. I don't know what I'll be able to make with this. I may not be able to make anything. It's just kind of shredded section, and I'll probably just throw it in the fire pit. I would like my fire pit today, but it's too windy. It's gotten really cold after it was so nice and warm and spring-like. And now it's just all windy and crazy. It's blowing my tarp to Kingdom Come. I was trying to get my tarp to stay down to keep the wind from blowing on me inside the carport. But anyway, regardless, and there's this section. Isn't that beautiful? And I can use this section, that's for sure. I might, seeing how this has that crack right there going through there, I may not use this piece after all. I can use it for something else. It's going to be a small bell, so it's not a big deal, really. I just want to make sure I have a nice, clean piece. That's my perfectionism coming through, I reckon you can say. I'm trying not to be perfectionist. Sometimes it does kind of come through a little bit again, but yeah, I'm pretty content with not being perfect. So anyway, let's cut. I think I might try to cut it through here. It's an odd way. This wood is a little bit concerning to me because it's so hard to cut through. It's not like the fat wood. The fat wood is very soft and easy to cut through. This is hilarious. You're so funny. I just want to film this. You're so hilarious. Sleepy boy. His fur's so long. You're beautiful. You're a beautiful baby. You got a ball of fur on you. Anyway, let's get to this. I roughed it out earlier yesterday. It's got some cracks, several cracks, small cracks in it. But we're still going to turn a bell because it's going to be way on down. I got to make just a little section of it into a bell. We'll see how it goes. I don't give up that easily. You know. Okay, let's do that. Let me get my shield. Don't want the piece flying up in my face. Now, I don't always wear a shield, okay, to be honest with you. There's some times that I can't really see the piece unless I take the shield off. Say it's cold outside and I'm breathing through the shield and the condensation just gets on there and I'm constantly wiping it off so I can see, and it just gets very annoying. Now, I know it's a safety feature. Anyway, regardless, I don't want to go into a long spiel about it. Anyway, here we go. Before I do that, you know what? I'm gonna get that sticker that Shalisa Shell sent. I can't talk right. I never can anymore. Sometimes I wonder if I should talk anymore. Okay. Let's get this sticker and put it on my lathe. How about that? If I can separate the thing. All right. Let's get this thing apart. Okay, there we go. I got it. Let's put it right here. Wouldn't that be beautiful? That's a great place. It's right there where everybody can see it. And I'm doing videos and all. All right, we got it. Okay, let's see about... I gotta get that rag. Okay, it is really bad. Real bad. I don't know what I can do with it, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna put some Loctite glue. Hopefully it'll seep down in that crack real good. That's a lot of cracks right there. I wonder if all the cedar wood is like that, where it just has these little cracks everywhere. That's not good. But you know, at least it's not porous like the other that I bought at Lowe's. It's not all dried out so much where there's all these holes like a sponge or something. Alright, we're going to let that dry a few minutes, and then I'll come back in a little bit and see if we can't put a hole in it and finish the end here so we have a bell. Okay, it seems to be fine now. That doesn't mean we just let our guard down. We just still have to be careful. So I'm not sure how to put a hole in here because I have to be gentle, because if I'm not, it could snap. Okay, right? So we got the crack. It's going through here, and we put glue on it, Loctite glue, and it seems to be pretty solid. Okay, my only other concern is if I go ahead and put a hole in here, when I haven't worked this area yet to form the back side of the bell, that might be a problem also. So I might, keyword is might, have to put, okay, I might have to put the cone stock back in. And bring this down some to a shape, so if, I don't know if it can handle it or not, that's the problem. So let's get this going like this. Okay. All right, let's get this going. Let's finish this up. There goes that bell. Well, look at there. The bell is still together. It broke off, split off where that knot was going through it. See? All right, don't have a heart attack out there. I know that some people. That thing flew off and hit me in the shoulder, but it didn't hurt or anything. It would have hurt if it hit me in the face, though. So, well, that is so funny. That's weird. You know, things like that when I first started wood turning would have scared me to death. But now, I mean, you kind of get used to it to a degree. I mean, you don't want to get so used to it that you let your guard down and then you do stupid stuff like not wear a mask at all and stuff like that. You got to be careful. I'm not sure how to go about this so I can get it back on the chuck and turn it. I don't know what to do. I'll see about cutting this area off with the miter saw. We'll see what I can do. I'll be back, okay? But we got it though. We still got a bell out of this. Okay? Let's just think of all the things we had to do. And I'm going to tell you something. When you're going through hard times in life, that adds character. And appreciation. Okay, let's see. What I really need to do is just sand this first before I get back to you, because I'm going to have to sand it by hand in there before I put the string and all in there. So I'll be back. I'm back. It's finished, finally. I had a hard time with this thing, with the bell especially. That was horrible. I bet I spent almost 2 hours on that thing. There was a lot of clips I had that I cut out because I didn't want to draw the whole video out just on the bell and all the things I had to do. But anyway, I'm so glad to get it finished. I'm so thankful and grateful to CH giving me all that cedar. And he's going to give me some more, he said. I'm just so excited about that. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. This is beautiful. This cedar is gorgeous stuff. So, anyway, I just wanted to do a gift for him to say thank you. Thank you, CH, for the gift of all that cedar wood and all your hard work in cutting it up and everything, and for LP loading it up in his truck, bringing it over here to my house and stuff. Thank you. I appreciate you, and this is for you. And I'm so happy to meet you and be able to just talk to you. And I hope your channel's doing well and you're getting started with your channel also. So anyway, we have it done, and I love the contrast. It's still a little bit tacky because I had to put another coating on there. I'm probably taking a chance and putting it against the towel a little bit. I love the droplets, the water droplet effect on there. I love that. That is just so beautiful. I love the different creations and ideas that people come up with. You know, they're so innovative. I can't even talk. I promise you I can't talk. I might have blah, blah, blah. See, I might have to start doing videos where I'm not talking anymore. We'll see. So, anyway, we got the perch there. I was going to drill a hole in it and put and make a perch and wood turn one, a real neat, nice one. I thought, no, I'm just going to put a twig in there. I'm just going to break off a piece, cut it off, and put it in there like I've done to others. And it works out well. I think it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So, oh, it's got something on here, though. So, anyway, I got fat wood. I don't know why I have fat wood on my mind. I tell you what, I keep saying, I reckon because I'm used to turning it. I'm not used to turning cedar. So I have cedar wood coming out my ears. Okay, pretty much. And I love that because I love the color red. Like I've already said before, that's my favorite color. And it's close to red. It's a purplish red, but that's okay. That's fine. It's dark. And that's what I want, is something really dark, because I tell you what, wood is expensive these days. Everything is expensive. You go to the grocery store, you just buy the staple foods and stuff. I mean, you done spent an arm and a leg already. You can't even hardly buy any meats anymore without just having to give a kidney or something. I don't know. So I wish the prices would come down as the gas prices would go down. So, anyway, I'm so grateful for y'all. Thank you for blessing me so much and for coming to my channel. I'm so excited. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you once again, CH. And I just want to do a shout out also, not in disrespect, because this is for you, CH, okay? This is for you. And I'm so thankful for you. Thank you. But I just want to do a shout out to Cowboy Kelly. I'm so glad to see her. I'm so happy about that. She was my first subscriber. And that means a lot to me, because when I first got started, it's hard to have people go and watch your channel. And if it wasn't for Shalisa Shell, I'm going to tell you about Shalisa Shell. If it wasn't for her, interacting with me, sharing fat wood, and her sharing my channel. She did a shout out for me, and she shared my channel to people, and people came over to my channel and checked me out. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't meet a lot of y'all. I would not have met a lot of you, and I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for Shalisa Shell. I'm indebted to her and grateful to her. She's the Fatwood Queen. Thank you, Shalisa. So, anyway, I hope y'all are doing wonderful, having a good day, and smiling. That's right, smiling. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day and a wonderful week ahead, and we'll get something else going. And we will see you again next time. And don't forget, never give up, okay? Y'all don't give up. Don't give up. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful week. And we will talk to you next time. Don't forget, keep smiling. Smile. That's right. You'll be a happier person when you're truly smiling. I tell you what, it'll brighten up your whole day and your life and your week and where you work and your family. They'll be wondering what you're smiling about all the time. And you don't have to tell them. Anyway, y'all have a good day, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.